Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Jojo, and today we are going to be discussing some new Squadron 42 footage that came out a couple weeks ago in the Squadron 42 newsletters that was in January. There was a little video that is actually, it's on the Star Citizen YouTube channel, but it's unlisted. You can only find it through a link that's in that newsletter. But it has a little bit of new footage actually from Squadron, some new video and new audio as well. And I thought we would go through it a little bit and kind of discuss some things that I noticed as part of it and do a little bit of theory crafting. So let's get into it. All right, so we'll start by just I'll start by just letting this play. So in this video, the first minute or so is well, the whole video is about kind of the making of music for Squadron, because they had a big recording session this past summer to record a lot of that. So the first minute or so, though, is just making of the music from the scene and the CitizenCon gameplay reveal of when Squadron 42 comes in. So there's not really anything new there. But after about here or so, the rest of this video, so about a minute and 10 seconds, is all new. So I'm just going to let that play through for a minute, and then we will go through a couple interesting things that I've noticed as part of this new footage. Cool. Okay. I'll put the volume low. So there is a decent amount of new video stuff as part of this new footage of Squadron, at least that I have not seen anywhere previously. So as far as I know, it's new that we haven't seen before. The music, I will say, is phenomenal, and I can't wait to hear the entire soundtrack that they do, because I think all the music that I've heard for Squadron is top notch. So with that being said, let's go through. So as we go through the first few seconds here, we kind of, it keeps cutting to this what would you call it? I believe what I have figured it to be is kind of the Squadron 42 emblem that they kind of flip back and forth from some of the videos. Let me go through. Okay. So first thing we notice here. So first of all, as far as I'm aware, this is on the flight deck of a Bengal. I don't know if it's the Krugeri or not. Probably not, because the Krugeri kind of took a beating in the Battle of Vega. But we see Admiral Bishop here, played by Gary Oldman. We see a bunch of ceremonial kind of banner things. You can see a bunch of people in the back here. And we notice immediately a bunch of caskets. Well, I tried counting it at one point. I think there's maybe, just from here, from what we can see, there's 30 or 40 or so. So we'll go forward a little bit more. You can see on this TV a little bit. We'll pause here. So you can see there's more service members dressed in their proper uniforms. But we have to notice, of course, this big thing of Bishop standing next to a casket that is elevated and separated from the rest of the caskets, which from my thinking of it, it seems like there's two possibilities for who this could be. One is, I feel like, a lot more likely than the other, but we'll talk about that in a second here. You may also notice it's the opening. I believe this is supposed to be the opening credits for the game, so they're running some of the big actors' names across the list. So, we come up here, we see Gary Oldman. Also in that, see, he doesn't look too good. Looks like he's pretty sad, and it seems like he's grieving, which is one reason I feel like my one idea of who it is stronger than the other. But again, we'll talk about that in a second here. We'll go a little bit more. Okay, hold on. Pause this. Okay, so on this shot, what we can see, Bishop's right here with this casket that is elevated above the other caskets, which, at least from what I can tell, seems to signify that this is some sort of leadership, and whereas the rest of these caskets are, other like crew members or something like that of a ship or something. And we can especially see that because on this casket, there are stars. I don't know exactly how many, but from the images or a little bit we can see of the other caskets, I didn't see anything like this on the other ones, which leads me again to believe that it's some sort of leadership. Let it go a little bit more. See if I... Yeah, well, I guess where'd the stars? The stars are up there. I guess on this casket I can't quite see that, so I'm not entirely 100% sure. We can see we got the big hangar door opening on the Bengal up to, I'm not really... This looks like it's probably a star of some sort, so I'm not entirely sure where this would be. But yeah, at least from what I can tell, that looks like it'd be a star or something. We can see this this row of service members have the P8 AR. I believe this is the standard issue rifle for the UE Navy. Now this section, whatever this is confusing to me, and I'm not certain what this would mean. Probably something that we won't know until the game comes out and we're able to see what this is. All I can say is these caskets are being lowered on this platform somewhere. I don't know if there's also on the other side, with these rows here, if there's more over here, we just don't see them off because they're off screen. I'm not sure on that. I don't know. It's interesting, and all I can say is we just probably won't know what the reasoning for this is until the game comes out. I don't know if it's maybe like they go down to then maybe it's like a burial at sea sort of thing, where they move the casket into space or something, and it has to go to some area below the flight deck to do that. I'm not sure. That's my best guess at the moment. But yeah, like I said, probably won't know for sure until the game comes out. Okay. Get the awesome bagpipes. Okay. So my main, the main point, other point that I wanted to mention briefly again with this casket, this elevated casket. So I have two theories for who probably is in this casket. So the one, which is probably the much less likely theory, is this is Henry Cavill's character. I believe Ryan Earnwright or something like that is his name. Because there is a scene, and I'll try and bring it up here. There's a scene from the Squadron 42 big video they had at CitizenCon. It's right when the Squadron 42, the Retaliators, have hit the Kingship, and one of the main, I think is Thule or something is his name. One of the main Van Duel escapes in his ship, his fighter, and he takes out like a Retaliator on the way out, and he also takes out. There's a shot where there's a F8 that is spinning out of control and it slams into the Kingship. And we know that Henry Cavill's character flies an F8, so I thought maybe it's a possibility that his character, that was his F8 and he died in that moment. And we know that he's the commander of Squadron 42, so he would be like a leadership position. So I thought it's possible that this could be him. But I feel like the much more likely option is that this would be Gary Oldman's daughter, Rachel McLaren, or Captain McLaren, who's the captain of the Gauntlet, the Javelin destroyer that your character is on to start the game. You go through and you help her at the end, and but she gets stabbed right at the very end of that Squadron that gameplay video. And you do escape with her, for what we see, but we don't know, at that point, we don't know for sure if she survives or not. So I feel like this is much more likely that this would probably be her. So maybe in the event that it's possible maybe you can leave her on the ship after she gets stabbed and just you escape. Or it could be that maybe you escape with her and she succumbs to her injuries in the time that you're waiting to be rescued or something like that. And this could be, it also could be that when the game comes out, there could be two different versions to this scene. So there could be a version where it's like this, where if this is her, she didn't survive or she didn't make it through the battle. Or there could be another option where she did survive, and it's a similar thing, but just Gary Oldman doesn't mourning the loss of his daughter or something like that. So that's a possibility. It could just be that Gillian Anderson was just asked to come do a small role in the beginning of the game or something like that. Won't know for sure for a little while, but that's my main theory on the matter, of probably what's most likely the case and what this would be. But I don't know. It's don't know for sure. So we'll have to wait until the game comes out. Hopefully, as far as I know, next year, and we'll see what happens then. All right. Well, that is all I have for this video. Thank you for sticking around to the end. I really, really am a really big fan of this project of Star Citizen, and I'm also really looking forward to playing Squadron 42. It seems like weirdly enough, the game that I've always wanted to play, but I didn't know that existed until just a couple of years ago. So I'm just grateful to be able to see the process of the game development and be able to see amazing games come to life. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like on it, leave a comment on any ideas that you have or any perspectives that you have. Also, if you have any comments on like YouTube tips or anything of like recording and stuff, I'm pretty new to this. This is the first video I'm making, so if you have any tips for that, feel free to leave them in the comments. And yeah, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.